Hello, everyone. We're the Hatch Homes Group. Thanks for joining us on our Monday market update. And today we're going to talk about what you need to know if you're considering selling or buying in the Portland luxury market. So before we get into everything, please remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying what you're watching here today. So first, let's kind of talk about what is luxury.
What is luxury? Luxury is the top 10% of sales, and in the greater Portland area, the top 10% starts at $800,000 and above. But let's compare that to Seattle. The top 10% of Seattle starts at $2.7 million, and in San Francisco, it's $7.7 million. So we're still the cheapest place on the West Coast to be luxury.
Yeah, you wonder why people are moving here from San Francisco.
Perspective. That's crazy. So let's talk about what we're seeing right now in the luxury market. And I think it starts with some indicators of what led us to here. We've talked about in previous videos that you can go back and look at about the interest rates rising and all the reasons why. The market has been pretty volatile, and interest rates are a huge hedge against that inflation and all the things that we've been seeing and leading to that. So consumer confidence is pretty low. We're seeing a lot of people in the luxury market, or any market really, the sticker shock of what their money is actually going to buy them. And so I think one of the biggest indicators we're seeing right now is with that sticker shock, people who are in the luxury market, well, they just have a lot more money to work with. They have cash, right? They have cash that they can pull from. We have a lot of people who are just have that kind of shock of what their money's going to get them, so they're borrowing less and paying more cash. I think that's probably what we're going to keep seeing for the foreseeable future, and unfortunately that pushes the people in the lower price points out of the market. So the luxury market is not as affected as the lower price points because they have a lot of cash to work with, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's more like if you're in a lower budget and the affordability is painful, well, there's only so much you can go lower in price point to even buy anything. Whereas in the luxury, like obviously it does affect them to the sense of like, well, maybe they're not gonna get as high of a price. Maybe they'll start looking in a lower budget, but they still have quite a ways to be looking in a lower budget than a low budget buyer does, if that makes sense.
Room.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Like when loan was like getting a loan was cheap, like you would just take more of a loan out, right? Like why put all your cash in if you can get a 2.5% interest on it? Like keep your cash, go do something else. Whereas we'll probably see more people just choosing cash because, I was in a multiple offer situation this weekend at around 1.2 million, and we were up against at least two cash buyers in multiple offer situations going 100, 200 over list price. So the cash is out there, and cash, if you're cash, you don't care as much about what the interest rates are.
You're all cash, yeah.
Yeah. So these lead indicators that Michelle was talking about with consumer confidence, these all kind of lead into our predictions, right? Mm-hmm. So where do we think the market's going to go? For one, we still think that luxury is going to be hot. It's hot right now still, even, but it's just going to remain that way for the most part. And, that it's not every house in the luxury price point that's hot. So we'll get to that with how marketing matters. But we'll see longer days on market. We're already seeing longer days on market for the lower end properties, period. We are already seeing that. And then, we network with agents in other cities like LA, and they're in LA and San Francisco, they're already seeing in the luxury market a little bit longer days on market. So it will come here. Mm-hmm. Appreciation will go down, and that's really this is a conversation we're having with a lot of buyers right now who are afraid of the big R word, right? The recession. Oh my gosh, I had a client ask me this week about how, well, gosh, like with the recession, is the house value is going to go down 100,000? So we don't think so, and we sure hope not. But we think it's more of a lesser of appreciation, right? So home prices are not going to go up as much as they have been, but prices are not going to take a nosedive.
I
And
think that's a good thing too. I think we have to remember that appreciation rates in double digits, 10 to 18 to 20% in some areas, it's just not sustainable. So I think it's a good thing, really.
yeah, I think that there's a lot of us realtors that have kind of been looking forward to this, like of a little bit more of a balanced market. This has been very just insane, in some cases. But the thing that I've been thinking about this year a lot is back when I was a buyer's agent in the recession, the Great Recession, right, where it was extreme buyer's market. I remember this time, right as prices were going to start going up, that every single buyer was like, I think I'm going to wait to buy. They just keep going down. I'm going to wait to buy till they just hit the bottom. And, I didn't really have the experience to say, like, no, don't do that. Buy now. This is amazing. So all this year I've heard sellers say, I'm going to wait. Prices are going up. Like, I'm going to wait until they're just going to keep going up. Right. So why should I sell if I don't have a real strong motivation? Our prediction is that is going to start to shift. There's going to be a lot of sellers we've spoken to a lot this year who are thinking, you know what, like, not super motivated to sell. Prices are going up. I'm going to hold it. But you're going to start seeing these things happen in the market where it's going to be like, I should just really start thinking about getting this home on the market.
Well, it's been timely for this chat that Lawrence Yun, he's like a rock star economist that NAR listened to, and a lot of people in the industry listen to. And he comes out with heaps of analysis and slides. And so last week he did a presentation to National Association of Realtors, and just bottom lining his presentation, he's predicting a 9% fall in sales this year. That's sales transactions, but only a 1% fall in sales volume, because prices, he's predicting prices to go up 8%. So we're falling in 9% in sales, but prices up 8%. Now, he's also gone boldly into next year, and he's predicting an increase in sales volume of 3%, and a 4% increase in prices, which is quite a difference from this year and a big difference from this past 12 months.
So he's predicting that the next few years, their appreciation is going to go down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's analysed. Like, we're in a strange situation here, where you define recession as 2 quarters of negative GDP, and we have had a negative GDP quarter. But it's so different where we have, for the people that don't have a job, we have 2 jobs available. That's a really strange part of our times. And we have this 15-year of under production of new homes, which is ramping up.
And that's good. I think that's good for all markets to have the more builds, and that's also going to affect the luxury market, right? Because a lot of new constructions could fall in that price point of luxury. So I think that it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
So our last prediction, you guys, is how important we think marketing is for luxury properties. And if you're looking at higher days on market for selling a luxury home, don't think that you can just put a sign in front and get the maximum price. Like, that's just not how it works. Sure, in a hot market you can sell, but are you getting the best price and the best terms? So, John, we have actually, some interesting resources for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest one is Keller Williams Luxury Division. For years, Keller Williams has had a luxury group, and now it's a lot of focus on the luxury division. And what Keller Williams does, it has systems for networking, for masterminding, and also providing resources, video, and more lifestyle marketing that we do on luxury properties. I thought it was interesting that out of all the people that are in the luxury division, they were in Keller Williams. Remember, Keller Williams has 200,000, close to 200,000 agents, which is a fair
market share
percentage of the 1.5 million agents that in the National Association of Realtors. 28,000 listings sold, and so there's only 23,502 agents that had a sale over $1 million last year, which is you think with all these high prices around that'd be just humongous. And it comes down to there's not that many agents that have the experience of dealing with those properties and the tools and belong to the systems. Early on, I became a certified luxury home marketing specialist, and that gives us resources to produce high quality lifestyle type marketing. And also we have the great resource of Keller Williams. We're accredited luxury agents with them, so we have all these tools. And if you know anyone interested, we'd love to talk to you about how we do that and how we differentiate and brand luxury homes.
It's important,
Yeah.
but now more than ever in this digital age.
And I
Yeah.
think also just working with luxury buyers really helps us with our luxury listings, because I just was looking at a luxury listing the other day and I was just so annoyed that some information that my buyers would want to know was not in the listing. So we know like what the buyers want to see, and that's important for any price point, honestly, but
For luxury, even more so. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Know how to do that for you.
So this week we talked about luxury, right? So if you know someone that is thinking about buying or selling in the luxury market, text us. This is our Google text line. Just text us luxury help and we will know what to do. So thanks so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and join us next week on our market update. Thanks so much, everyone.
You.